And a pleasant good morning to you, wherever you may be. This is Ramon Scott coming to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. And this is the morning steam for Thursday, December 7th. Thank you for joining me here on we'll make do with our sports betting Thursday today. It's going to be hockey centric. We know that for sure, but we also got big games in the NFL with Thursday night football. I don't know about a big game, but it's always a big game. It's Thursday night football. The big games are in the NBA with the NBA in season tournament. If you don't know what that is, where you been? You haven't been here. We've been there the whole way. NBA in season tournament semifinals tonight here in Las Vegas. And we'll have picks and talk about it here today. And also, we'll talk one game in college basketball. There's like, what, 5 games today. And see if you guys have any picks as well. We'll review a little bit what happened last night. And I imagine this will be a short show. I always say that, and is it ever? We'll find things to talk about, including last night's action. How did you folks do on the sports betting card with the big college basketball? I didn't fare too well in my premium picks, college basketball, but we did score with some premium winners last night in the NBA and NHL as well. And we'll talk about some doings yesterday. Of course, my team, the Padres, I thought some of the biggest news of the day came in the Hot Stove League with Juan Soto. Not a great deal for the Padres, I think. I mean, they got the haul that they wanted. Uh, probably an equitable deal, all things considered, but you could have had a little more. Maybe if you would have traded Juan Soto last year before the trade deadline, at least the Padres didn't do like some teams and hang on to that uh, big name free agent, through the one season too long, where you absolutely get nothing out of it. Speaking of Shohei Otani, reports are that we will find out maybe as early as Sunday which team Shohei Otani will sign with. Things sure got a little crazy up at Dodger Stadium when he was there. And even though that story is a couple of days old right now, the Dodgers had to come out, kind of make a statement. But it was kind of obvious when people were talking about it now, reading the news stories about the Dodgers kind of closing up the shops there when he was in. It's a Dodger Stadium is a tourist attraction. People go there. They couldn't get to the uh, gift shop and things like that. Otani maybe getting the tour of Dodger State. Hey, don't go too far in Dodger State. He won't want to play there, but still a beautiful ballpark. We know from the outside, and we'll see. So uh, other big news in the major leagues yesterday, included the Yankees getting Soto, certainly from the Padres, in return for that haul of players, and maybe a little bit more hot stove news. Yesterday, we did see some players get picked up, and we're seeing um, a little bit of movement here, some signings certainly by some teams. The Orioles uh, choose Craig Kimbrell. He's got another year, I guess, in his arm, 14 million, and some other signings. I thought that was kind of the biggest one. So we'll talk about tonight as well. Pittsburgh and New England. Don't laugh. We're going to have a game tonight with the lowest total, I believe, since 1975 or something like that, with tonight's game. And we'll see how it goes when you have backup quarterbacks in there. Teams with just huge offensive problems. The Patriots are really at a record setting uh, woefulness, if you will. And the Steelers aren't too swift either. So I don't know. We'll talk the game for a few minutes tonight. Zach Wilson gets back into the starting job for the Jets. Mike McCarthy had an emergency appendectomy surgery. We'll see if he coaches from the sidelines this weekend. Might have to coach upstairs, I would think. And let's see what you guys have to say. I want to say hi and talk about the games from last night. Appreciate you guys coming in today. And what was hot for you guys? Damon's here. He says he's ready for some picks today. Salty says we'll have plenty of picks. There's Joseph Thompson. Saw Joseph last night on one of the shows I was hanging out. Had a great time last night with those guys watching mostly college basketball and little NBA and hockey. So maybe you caught me on some of those shows with some picks. I was talking about our day in basketball. I guess it went okay for me, right? I was so worried about I'm on every under. Well, it kind of went under last night in the NBA. So Jamal's here. He's on the money day, and Fernando talking football today. And maybe I'll just peek at that schedule and see how we're looking on a Thursday. We got a Premier League action today with Everton and Newcastle. We're in France as well with Russ and Strasbourg. Couple of games out of the Netherlands today in Eredivisie. Some more Copa action in Spain, and the other Premier League game, Tottenham and West Ham. And tonight, after last night's blowout in Mexico, maybe we'll have a better game tonight when you got Pumas and Tigres. In the other Mexican League game tonight, it was 5-0 last night. Club America rocked. All right. Yeah, we all do, Damon. You know, if we only had tomorrow's newspaper today, right, Jamal? We'll have NHL. We have a ton of NHL today. Doubles is here. Like and smash, says Thomas. Right? I don't know if you're kidding me or Solo. I think they got the haul they wanted. They got the extra pitcher they needed. They had to depart with Trent Grisham. No problem there. And doubles, yes, kind of awesome sight. You don't want to see it for some reason, but the strip, all the hotels, kind of lighting the hotels in red last night for UNLV. That game was canceled, of course, following a school shooting on the campus here in Las Vegas. It's just 10 minutes away from me, actually, a straight drive here, pretty much right up the road to UNLV, but mostly because the game was in Toledo. UNLV was on the road, but you don't know that situation was ongoing when players are they're getting ready to go to the arena or just getting ready for lunch with the team, and you find out there's a shooting at your school. These people have friends. You don't know what's going on, and it's too much of a distraction. You don't want it. Remember, it was an active shooter, and so you don't want a situation where you're dealing with. Vegas has already had one of the biggest tragedies with mass shootings. So, just dial it back. We get that fixed. Hi, Nathan. Hello. Okay, thank you. Right. Like one game I did go over, it went under, but again, we went under in not every game. I will say there was one game where I gave out a side. I still went under in Brooklyn, Atlanta, and of course I went under, but yeah, I felt so bad in a way. It just feels like you're almost mailing it in, right? Not even trying, but I was just sticking to my numbers. I explained it on a show last night. I told the group I was with, I said, I did all my handicapping, and when you got a 60 game college, it takes time. I mean, I really do look at everything, and when you go through a whole card and all of a sudden you see yourself on under on every game, you're like, what do I do? Do I just scrap it? Do I not give out any picks? Do I just throw some overs for the heck of it and lie or not go with the numbers, try to find reasons? I just no, I mean, I have to stick with the numbers, and I did that here on the show. Obviously, we had winners on the show in the NBA with a bunch of unders yesterday, including Memphis Detroit under, and also Spurs Minnesota under, Miami Toronto under, Charlotte Chicago under, Houston and OKC under. We went under in all those games for winners yesterday on the show. So yeah, you just gotta go. Stick with what your numbers. I guess is the could have went the other way. I guess it always could. So doubles ready for tonight's action. Sebastian here today. Hello, Ray. Also, and Nathan. I love it. I loved the sports almanac. Uh, Love that book. Yeah, well, Solo, that's a good point. I mean, this player, for whatever reason, doesn't seem to be like a championship player. So it's kind of weird. But again, just massive holes right now. The Padres have to replace so much, man. Uh, uh, this year, I mean, they're going to have to replace 70 starts in the rotation. They're going to have to find a close. Well, no, I'm sure they could. I don't know what they'll do with this group of pitchers. I mean, we take it for granted. You look at those names, and I know that there's a lot of talk that maybe these guys, they look like just pieces. They look like, but these are pretty good pitchers that they're getting. They're fine. They were on the Yankees, and they were, we'll see. Gerardo, hello. Gerardo was talking about volume. Yes, I'm teasing him, but he says he's lowered his volume. We can trust Gerardo to get us plenty of good picks. And Bulls heating up. Yeah, I mean, uh, you know, I was in pocket yesterday on the Bulls. You guys talking soccer? Thank you. This is you guys are the soccer coverage, and maybe one day we will. Yeah, no, yes, he's great. I mean, this guy is great. Why wouldn't you want Soto in the lineup? So okay, I'm talking. I'm kind of talking with Kay right now at this point. Remember, yeah, she is a Yankees fan. I remember from certainly back from baseball season. So again, the Padres were looking to clear 40 million from the payroll. This takes care of about 38 million dollars, and well, they'll just have to make do moving forward. Feels like if they couldn't produce a very strong season last year, I can only imagine it's going to be worse. But again, I'm a sad Padres fan of 55 years. So, well, I say 55. I mean, that's how long the team's been around. That's how long I've been around. I'm pretty much the exact same age as the Padres. And I still have never won a world championship with any team that I support. And I don't have much time left in this world. Well, I mean, 10, 15, 20. I don't know. Hopefully sometime, but uh I don't not count. I can't count like the Vegas Golden Knights or anything. I count really just, I don't know, pretty much the Padres. Maybe I could still count the Chargers, but I've never celebrated a world championship in anything significant in my life. So hopefully you have and have enjoyed that experience. And I've take credit for some or rooted for some, but I don't know, just something that's escaped me. I've never felt a total sports euphoria, and I'm a huge, huge sports fan. I can't think. I mean, of what would be the greatest sports euphoria. Padres and Chargers have had moments to get to the best game, but all right. And Ninja says, you know what? Can't wait for the game. Ninja going a little bit contrarian. He says that the Patriots, despite the fact that they've had all these offensive problems, they've scored just 16 touchdowns this season in 12 games. But tonight's the night. Bailey Zappi is going to turn around. Remember, I even said, why don't they put Bailey Zappi in, way early on? It can be. Yeah, it is not an improvement. Probably should have Mac Jones in there. Quite frankly, I don't know. I wanted to be on Zappy, but and then for the Steelers, uh, they've only have 8 touchdown passes in 12 games, and that was with Pickett in there half the time. So could it be the night tonight, Jamal? Be better if they were at home, you know. Nathan talking a little college basketball last night. Maybe we could review a few things here today on the show. I don't know what else. Uh, Maybe I'm stalling because I want to hang out with you guys, and there's not a lot of games here today, and we'll be done with the show. We do have that big card. Solo says a judge, and they'll strike out a bunch in case like what and Soto. Yeah, they probably might have some, and the Yankees know. Kay knows. They know the holes to a certain extent in the lineup, and Soto takes care of a lot of that. But again, I mean, and it'll be up to Soto, to improve his team concept. I guess is the only way to put it, right? This man is great, but in the clutch, maybe that's where he's not as great. But put him back on a great team, and we'll see because it just didn't work out here in San Diego. And again, maybe if you know, like I said, with the owner passing away a few weeks ago, I think that was part of the reduction of the salary. If the owner wasn't sick or wasn't going to pass away, there's no reason the Padres wouldn't come back with the same type of salaries this season. But I just think they're going to be a little more fiscally responsible now that you know that their man is gone. He wanted to win the world championship. And these other guys, they might just have to look at it as an investment and try to still win games. But I don't have a lot of enthusiasm for the Padres next year. I want to, and uh, I think it will. I don't know. Let's talk yesterday about some of this college basketball. There were some funny stories yesterday. Interested. Note this: 10 teams last night in college basketball came back from 11 teams. Now that I think about it, because this one as well, Memphis beating VCU in a big time comeback. 11 teams came back from double-digit deficits last night in college basketball to win their games, including Memphis winning 85-80 in overtime. VCU led by double digits in the first half. I think they led by 10. Um, but Memphis got the win there. Marquette drubbed at Texas. And Shaka got his win over one of his old schools, Marquette, 14 threes. They led by double digits at halftime. They crushed it, though. Marquette, 7-2 record, and they played a really tough schedule. Marquette is now they're a national championship contender. Make no mistake. Texas, they might be 6-2. They played a bad schedule. They are overrated, I would think. Maybe they're not. Maybe we see the flaws there a little bit in the Longhorns. Clemson beat South Carolina in a battle of undefeated last night. South Carolina, they led by 11 points in that game and ended up losing. San Francisco beat Vandy 73-60 in the first meeting ever between an SEC team and a WCC team this season. But let's see. It went. Drake, another one. Here's Drake. They beat St. Louis 75-69. St. Louis led by 19 points early in the second half, lose that game by 6. Now, how about this one? Did you get a chance to see this? Fort Wayne last night in their win over Southern Indiana. A kid on Fort Wayne playing, your shoe falls off, right? Sometimes you grab it when you're playing basketball because, basketball, your other team's going to miss a shot. Grab and you're gonna be like putting that shoe on, like half running and slipping it in, right, trying to get back in the end. Well, the kid's shoe fell off, and the kid from Southern Indiana goes up for the shot, and the kid's with it. He blocked the shot with his shoe. He gave him a shoey, and he blocked the shot with his shoe, and it was legal, I guess. It wasn't called as I don't think it was called as like a foul or a illegal penalty. I guess if something is part of your equipment, I guess I don't know. Can guys start going out there wearing apparatuses soon or something like that? Anyways, he blocked the shot with his shoe yesterday. So, oh. Yeah, doubles. We got a ton of NHL today. Let's get to the previews here a little bit. No doubt. That's what we come for. And Rodney says maybe he'll be taking the Patriots tonight. Terrell here. Thank you. Terrell, what's going on? I mean, college basketball is my best sport. It already shows on this site after just 2 years, but I couldn't put it together last night in premium land. Am I just picking the wrong games? Because my results, they were mixed, but Good to see you, Nathan. Jamal will be on the under. Let's get to it. First, I need to go over to Tony'sPicks.com, though. They don't let me do a show unless I promote the site. And I like doing it so we see who's hot over at Tony'sPicks.com. And let's head on over there right now. Take care of that part of the show. And it was Mindy Hahn. You guys remember Mindy, don't you? She's got her show with her sister Tiffany Mance every day at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And Mindy went 6-1 yesterday for plus 479. Joseph Schultz with another clean sweep, 3-0 on the day, plus 315. Ralph Raymond, 67%. Ron Crawford up there at 67%. I think we'll start to see some content from Ron. Hollywood Sam also 67%. Daniel Wolosachuk 60%. Nick Lagaretto's 56%. The VIP account hit at 60% yesterday as well. Over the last 7 days, it's Mindy Hahn on top of the handicapper leaderboards. Let's hear it for Mindy, everybody. She's up 13 units over the last 7 days. Tony T keeps rolling 70% over the last 30 days for Tony, up 7 1/3 units. Nick Vartini, definitely strong 70% here, plus 6 3/4 units. The VIP accounts up nearly 6 units. Joseph Schultz is as well. And over the last 30 days is Daniel Wolosachuk, up nearly 20 units of profit over the last 30 days. Nick Vartini is up 15.5 units. Joseph Schultz is up 12 units. Tiffany Mance is up 8 1/3 units. And Marlon Pettis is up nearly 7 units here on the website. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com, click on the Premium Picks tab. There you'll find the best picks, including mine today in the NHL, NFL. Probably get another college back. Gotta get this going in college basketball. Nick Lagaretto's has a 3-for-1 pack today. Ben Ruhala's got a 3-pack of props in the NFL, and Collins Brown has a 5-pack tonight in hockey and basketball. Best bets from the crew include those from Tony T and the VIP account, Joseph Schultz, Hollywood Sam, and Ben Ruhala today. All right. Appreciate that. Appreciate you listening to that. And yes, how about it, Mindy? Your birthday yesterday. It was fun and exciting to see the graphics that they had. That was cool. Rodney's ready to go on these games today. That's where we're going to start. I know Kay says let's do the NFL. We're going to get the NHL, but we're going to go NFL, of course, first, and then also right. Oh, Matt, Division II. I don't know who's in. I saw that. Did Florida State won Division I women? Right. I did see that. And yeah, and we'll see. Okay, let's get to it. Let me just. I need 1 second here, and we'll start the preview. All right, there we go. And I'm probably back to 100%, just a little bit left over that, whatever was going on last week. Chad, good job. All right, let's start with the previews of the games tonight, including the top game here for it's still the top, it's still NFL. Come on, just because we've got the exciting in-season tournament. Today, the Steelers will take on the Patriots in this one. And, well, like I said, what can you say about where these two teams stand right now? Patriots averaging just 290 yards per game. They've converted just 33% of their third downs this season. They do have a quarterback here, obviously, with, well, Let's just call it what it is. A lot of NFL experience in MVP Mitch, calling the signals at quarterback. Say what you want, and well, I mean there are there are worse backups in the league, obviously, and one of them might be on the other sideline tonight. But MVP Mitch has, had his share of uh, success, I guess, out there is the only well the way I can put it. And I think the Steelers can uh, probably handle this situation tonight against the Patriots. I mean, this is a epic record-setting futility is what it feels like for the Patriots right now. I mean, this is really bad. And now, don't forget, not only do you have, Zappy still in there trying to, figure it out or whatever. The Patriots, they kind of play. Look, we know that, how the draft works. Could they be looking to try to get a good pick? Could they, will Belichick even be here at that time? It's just lots of questions regarding the game and the where the team stands. But the other part on this about you know the Patriots and their situation coming into the and Ramondre Stevenson, who had done a real good job in the run game, and he's out today as well. So it just makes it that much tougher for the Patriots. Stevenson was really for a Patriots team that kind of relied. They haven't had spectacular backs in a long time, right? They've kind of uh, done it with a little bit of. Mishmash, mix mash. I don't know what it is, but with their running game over the years, and Stevenson had actually kind of emerged here lately as a good running option for the Patriots, not where they've relied on two, three guys, or which guy's better, or is this guy really a workhorse style back or something like that. So losing Stevenson is another big factor here, and now you're going to be basically in there with Zeke tonight as the lead back. And that doesn't feel that comfortable. Now it could be maybe this is time for Zeke to eat, right? So let's take a look here and some comments from you guys. Case under 30 is crazy, right? And yeah, I mean, even see some 29 and a halves out there. Don't worry, we got another low total on Sunday in the Jacksonville Cleveland game. Hey, it's not Army Navy total on, well, it is kind of. So, first quarter under. Hey, here's one thing though to look at. Looking at some of the props and everything, the bookmakers aren't just they don't just throw out the best players and kind of uh, put out the price on the first touchdown or the anytime touchdowns. The prices are higher for first and anytime touchdowns here. There's even a price on no touchdown, and I quite frankly, it's not a good deal. It looks like the books have kind of ran to it a little bit and said, "Hey, this probably is going to get hit a little bit tonight." 15-1 on a no touchdown game. Uh, Even with these teams, I think I might expect a little bit better of a price. But if you're considering that play, that's a prop that's been quite talked about quite frequently. But I think we're seeing a 15-1 number. So what you're going to get though is if you do choose someone for a first touchdown or an anytime touchdown, the prices are pretty decent here tonight for almost for all of them. It's just because they're especially the ATD. We just don't know how many there are going to be, but well, we know it probably will not be very many. So 3 touchdowns would be the obvious situation here in the total. I would think of 30, 3 touchdowns, 3 field goals. That's kind of how how it goes. Maybe there's some value on teasers, especially you're dealing with a six here, right? And these two teams, great in the past, and don't the funny thing is we are for lack of a better term, poo-pooing the situation tonight with these. But the Steelers, don't worry, they're 7-5. This is a very important game for the Steelers here. But again, the Patriots. This is just epic, epic futility. That's the only way I can describe it. So the Patriots, they've lost 5 in a row, 8 of their last 9. They are 1-8 against the spread in those last 9 games. New England has been outscored in the first half. They've scored only 3 points in their last 3 games. You guys talk about in there some, pardon me, you guys, some first quarter unders and everything like that. So the last 3 games, the Patriots have one offensive touchdown on 30 drives. They're also -9 in turnover margin. And there could be a lot about, I made a joke last night about, handicappers still go into the pay. I think they've kind of backed off that, but, you could look at a lot of coaching trends, right? Oh, the Patriots, they really had the Steelers number really in the era of these two coaches together. Even Belichick back to Coach Cowher, I think, was kind of a dominant situation. So it's been a long term Steelers advantage here in this series, but only against the spread wise. I mean, or I'm sorry, I mean, for the Patriots. Um, no, a little tired. Uh, New England's won 6 of the last 7, meaning 6-3-1 against the spread for the Patriots. The last 10 trips here into Pittsburgh, last 6 games between these two teams, under the total. All 6 games under the total. More reasonable totals, yes, but even with some elite talent in there, right? In the past, with Ben, with uh, Tom, uh, a couple of these matchups, I believe, have happened since then, but nonetheless, several of the games were with the other guys, and they went under as well. Bigger numbers, certainly, but the nature of the what you might think Patriots and Steelers might be. So Patriots are not 2-9-1 to the under this season. The defense, can't blame them. They're doing a great job. They've held the last 3 opponents to 264, 220, and 241, respectively. So the defense doing a great job. But when you're only averaging 290 yards per game yourself, then you get all these ugly games, ugly scores. AFC East teams just 11-17 against the spread against outside of the division. The Steelers, we'll see if they can get their offense together. They are averaging, let's see, uh, 12 points over the last 3 games for the Steelers. We know they fired their offensive coordinator over the last week or two, but uh, they still have some pretty good stats favoring them in this game, including a 13-7 spread record in their last 20 games, coming off of a straight up loss. So for me, I'm still gonna climb in here with the under in this one. I mean, the Patriots. This is just there just doesn't seem to be a lot of like they're going to turn, like maybe they will get a touchdown, but it doesn't seem like they're putting anything together. Look at against the Chargers at home, against the Chargers, they couldn't even score a point. So Steelers are 2-10 to the under. So put these two together: 4 overs, 19 unders, and 1 push so far this season. So give me the under in this one at 30. Yeah, it's gonna be, could be close, could be, 28, and maybe they just have to be a field goal in there somewhere. Maybe it's 14-14 and it goes over. That's okay. I'll suffer with it. But I expect it to be just like, and again, to clarify some of the things, not going as a premium because the value's kind of gone. This one did, believe it or not, still open much, much higher. Yeah, the late opener from, for example, at Circa was 31, but some of the books that opened this one, when they give that line a week and a half early, was as high as 35. So missed out on all that. And I don't think the general public was going to be too interested or get involved early enough to capitalize on that. Your total had to be at least, 32 or so, I would think. But boy, this was one of the games of the year in the off season, and I think the total was in the mid 40s actually. So, but that's betting several months ago. Give me the under. You guys got any more comments here? Let me know, and we'll get rolling. So Kay took an extra half a point. Thank you, Chad. In case you got to go, I don't mind if you guys on today. Like I said, what can I say about it might be a lot of field goals here. Do you want to take, maybe some field goal props again? Some of these field goal props have been hitting. I want to. Xenon Planet has some. Um, well, let's just call them some very distasteful comments. Let me take care of that. All right. I think the Steelers, yeah, they might be able. This is a good point right here, Jamal. Right, big game for the Steelers. Right, it almost feels like these are coming into the situation. Oh, thanks, Double. Yeah, I wasn't. I just didn't scroll. I was talking, so no big deal. And like I said, Kay, everyone, I think all of the props look kind of interesting tonight because of the fact that I believe they're. I'm not calling it value because we're not expecting many scores. But if you like first time and getting a better return on it tonight, obviously, and the books have done you a little bit of a solid here by giving you a little bit of a price. So give me the under in this one. So talk about the Patriots and their -9 turnovers. Steelers last 11 games are +11 in turnovers. So remember, then they fired Canada, and they came out with a big, big performance. And last week, uh, still, I would think Patriots playing pretty good defense, and I think it will be tough though for them on the road offensively with Zappy. Um, it's funny because I did kind of say, hey, why not try Zappy? I probably kind of like the Jets with Wilson. I might just stick with Jones. Juju has an injury designation, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Here he is questionable. Devontae Parker questionable. So injuries on the Patriots side look, pretty deep to me actually, and I think that might be a problem. Najee Harris upgraded to probable, and I'll take the under tonight. So enjoy it. I will. There's some nice basketball on. We're going to talk about right now, and enjoy Monday Night Football tonight. I have a premium play. It's on the side. Probably can figure it out. All right, let's get into the NBA in-season tournament for tonight and our matchups. Two very look, they're pretty good, pretty fun matchups out here in Vegas. You saw Giannis after the game, after they won, and Giannis said he didn't even know that he won $100,000, right? And that's just some roulette money for Giannis, probably one trip to the roulette table. But he did say after the win and was told about his $100,000 that he won, and he said, "The rich get richer" in his splendid uh, accent. So yeah, the rich get richer for the Bucks as they go out to take on the Patriots. Oh, the Pacers. This would be a far cry from the Patriots, considering the total here at 255. Right? I mean, we're expecting a massive game. Hey, look, maybe I did get two of the wrong because I thought there would be some defense, but I think there was some defense in those games, and I think there was certainly defense in the games that I recommended the under, including the premium game. Back to talking about the quarterfinals now and the totals, right? So, but I think one thing with this, the total to a certain extent, is that look, I mean, I can't tell you they're going to score 220 points or anything like that. I mean, with these Pacers, I mean, anything's possible. And, this is definitely one of the highest totals in the history of the league as far as betting is concerned. I didn't check, but I think it might be the highest. And we just got into a 255, so I think it's close. What did that 255 game do, though? It went down to like 253, right? Because we were talking about it. Trying to remember anyway. Showing it just at the sports book down the street here at the Green Valley Ranch and Casino. Uh, this one's moved to 256. I'm showing 257 now at Circa. It only continues to go up, and I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'll be that guy. I'll go out on a limb here. Maybe it's square to say how can it even go over this number? But I think the neutral court aspect of this game will, and the fact that it is. Remember, if you win this game, you're going to get more money, and then the next game you get even more money. And people have talked about, hey, these guys don't talk about it. It seems like that's what they're talking about. Not, yeah, the trip to Vegas or whatever, and Reggie Miller's all excited about every time he goes to Vegas. But I'm going to end up on the under in this game. The Pacers have no choice. I mean, they aren't going to be able to play any defense here, but I just expect the game to have a little bit more serious tone to it here. Fernando's having nothing of it, but he will take the Pacers. Solo says take Pacers money line. Jamal will consider the under. And you guys talking about Halliburton. It's been exciting to see him get the publicity. We know how good he is, and it's been exciting to see him get the publicity that he deserves. But don't forget about I'll say like the other Pacers, but I think we can, conclude the Pacers are a pretty decent team. I mean, they can definitely compete here. I would think season long for a playoff spot. They've worked this talent right into place, and it's a good team. It's a good team. I truly believe that. And they're obviously some of their records would indicate that they are. They're the team that's 11-8 so far against the spread. The Bucks are having big time problems laying numbers, but that's been when they've been laying big double digits kind of at home. I just think this game is just too good, too close. What was the game? The one they played a month ago, they played at Indiana. The Pacers won that one 126 to 124. That was 250 points. All right. We'll mention last year. So, you think of these totals this year, right? And how they've been going through the roof. Well, these two teams, even before this season, now we know that, the Pacers played some high scoring games. They don't have great defense, but these two played some absolutely incredible scores over the last. In this series of late, with plenty of overs here, they're all going over in this series. Believe me, last year's meetings, listen to this: 285 points, 262 points, 272 points, 251 points in the last four meetings of last season. So they can get there. They definitely can. But here it is. Some who said it? Um, Here, Ed Ray says it. Under two since the game is a neutral venue. Dan, 5 p.m. On their body clocks a little bit, right? 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. maybe, but it's 2 p.m. Make no mistake. Thank you, Ray, for mentioning that. Actually, don't forget this game uh, takes place at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific. All right, and appreciate the other comments. And good luck tonight in the first game. Just want to make sure I get all your, if I see some picks. I know sometimes I flash some comments that are out of text. I just want to know that I'm seeing each and every one of you out there. And don't forget, when people are watching the show, they don't. I don't know if you're watching on a TV or something. Like some people watch the show and they never see the chat, so they only see the comments when we bring them in here. So even if I just flash them on there real quick, I think you can read them here. Hello to Jimmy. And all right. And Rodney with some good comments there. Without question, he says. All right. Maybe doubles. Yeah, that is kind of a weird bummer. But I think there's something, like I said, they have the double gate. I think they also want to give at least some extra rest, even if it's a couple of hours, because they have to come back and play the game in the couple of nights. I don't know if that's it at all. Not even sure why. I might look into that. I'll take the under here. Uh, Seems like it's going to be close, but I'm just going to think that there's a little bit of tax on there. Here, Lucky Power, happy birthday to you as well. And good commenter. I'm sure some folks in the chat will also give you a salutation on that. Let's talk about the next game. Yep. 2 p.m. game in Las Vegas here today, Rodney. Yes, that is correct. So, yeah, you wonder, right? I knew it was a light schedule today. I stayed up a little late hanging out with some friends and had a great time last night. And maybe I'm paying the price today. I knew I didn't have to, I knew I could do with just about 90 minutes of prep. Some people say I should prep for 4 or 5 hours, probably the way I pick the games sometimes. All right, let's talk about the other game now with the Pelicans and the Lakers. Oh, this should be a fun one. Oh, they both should be pretty great here. Pelicans playing well, no doubt. And Lakers, look, talk about the in-season tournament and these guys don't care. Maybe the Lakers just backed into it because they were playing well. Seems like LeBron James knows exactly what he's doing. Seems like he was very interested in putting this trophy on his mantle if he can get it. Obviously, he'd have to win, uh, two more games here. But, um, for a man who has a lot of accomplishments, it sounds like one more title that he would like to add to his career. And it seems like the first one would be the one that he wants. I mean, even if he's around here after this, it was good to see Bronny James in the stands for the last game. I don't know if he'll be able to make it to this game, obviously, because of he's maybe going to make his debut here for USC. But that was cool. I just want to mention that Bronny James is possibly set to make his college debut on Sunday. I think we can actually see LeBron at that game probably if he gets the go ahead. I mean, he's been cleared, but could be another game. But this is, I think, the one they're targeting. Anyways, the Pelicans, 13-8 against the spread so far this season. Lakers have a sub 500 spread record so far. So this is going to be, I feel like it's going to be, kind of tough actually game for the Lakers. I think the Pelicans probably match up pretty well, with them here. Where's my, where's the picks? All right. So, all right. In this one, you've had in this series so far with these two teams, they haven't met yet so far this season. Lakers have won the last two meetings, including, of course, let's see, they played a couple of games. Lakers have won the last two meetings. Last March, Lakers won 123-108. Last February, they won 120-102. Let's see what you guys have. Anything? I know you guys are going to have some comments here. We're up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to get lucky. Lucky Power says, how about the Lakers? How's the play today? Yeah, man. I kind of hope they do, but I don't feel that confident in my Lakers actually in this one. And Ray says, I'm probably going to have to consider the under here. Two good defensive teams. Yeah. Zion playing well. Chad says the Lakers to roll in this one. Kirk likes Lakers money line. Fernando's going over with the Lakers. Kirk's also giving us some soccer action. And I think they might, Jamal. It is interesting. I don't know, though. 5 games would be worth a little ring, but we do know they get that $500,000. So I think it's actually 500,000 in total. I think it. Now I probably shouldn't overstate. I think you get 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 in these little semifinals. I'm not. I think right. I think that's another thing. Lucky is very similar to what took place. I mentioned that on the last preview. I think for the Lakers was kind of like the bubble. They performed well in that scenario, right? All right, Thomas is going to be with the Pelicans here in this one, and I'm actually going to end up on the over in this game. I know what you're saying. I want to respect what you're saying about the um, defenses here, and yeah, I mean, there's definitely reason to consider because the Lakers, both teams are a pretty strong under team so far. The Lakers are these two teams are combined 19 and 25 to the under so far, and I had a few other trends, but I'm ready. I made the call. I'm going with the under, the over, the over in this one. Solo's on the Lakers money line. So Fernando feels like everyone's on the Lakers. We see some Pelicans support here. I think you can get a feel for the way I'm going as well. Hope the Lakers. It's tough. You want to root for your team. I don't know if the Lakers will win this one. Hope so. I'm rooting for them. Can you root for a team even though you bet against them? I don't do the emotional hedge, as a handy. Like, I'm not going to tell you guys about it. All right. And I don't know what this, oh, hey, Lucci, how you doing? Nice to see you. I don't know what Philip Rivers has to do with it, but unless he's, has his own basketball. Austin, okay. I should have realized. I was actually trying to think of that. I'm like, I know there's a Rivers here of a basketball player here. Yeah, double right. We're all yelling at the screen. All right, that's it for that. Enjoy those games tonight. I hope you do. Hey, I think you guys. I didn't try to come here and sell you on the in-season tournament. I just said I think I like it, and I'm not going to argue with anybody that says it's a waste of time. Terrell says Philip. Oh, Terrell, you've come to the wrong chat. I'm a big Philip Rivers fan, and if he's overrated, good, good. I want him to be over. I want people to think he was better than he was. He's pretty darn good, anyway, and he's a pretty stand-up dude, that's for sure. All right. Yeah, and double. I don't think it's going to change necessarily, other than the fact it might get expanded to double the amount of games that are included. Because I think if you listen to the pundits talk about it, the league terms it a success. They're not going to. We'll see if it comes back. I would think it's a success. Or well, no, I think it's in the. I think it comes back no matter what for at least a year. Anyways, all right. So I think it worked out. And again, it's created that big schedule yesterday, all handwritten. I mean, I had to handwrite my schedule for yesterday. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate your input. Okay, I'm just going to look at one college basketball game, then we'll get to that long NHL card. And the game that I'm going to look at is going to be the one between Iowa and Iowa State. Here in this one with the rivalry game today with these two teams. It's a 5-game card today, all evening action here tonight. And the Cyclones favored in this one by 7, and the total is not 56. This is not a football game, and if it was, it wouldn't be 56, right, you guys? The total here is 145-ish. I'm showing 147 at Bovada, 147 also at BetOnline. So look, I mean, you can get, I think, 145 at DraftKings right now. Wow, what is the total on this game? I'll put 146. Even I don't even think I can figure out what the total is in this game. I'm showing 145.5 at Circa. Okay, there, and 145 at DraftKings and 147 at a couple other books. Looks like the bookmakers are kind of in disagreement. I'll let this one settle. and I'll put it at 146 here right now, I guess. So these two teams, obviously, they've been meeting every time, but it's been Iowa State, and when it's at Ames here, uh, so or Iowa City, I'm sorry. Don't want to get anybody mad at me. And Iowa State has won 9 of the last 10 games when playing at home against Iowa. Pretty big number to be laying here, but Iowa State also has covered 4 out of the last 5 games against Iowa. And Iowa, however, does cover the games when they're at home. This is a home dominated. That's all I should say. It's a home dominated series for the most part. Now, you got to lay 7 points here if you're interested in Iowa tonight. You look at the action here from the betters and see if I can discern what I was thinking and go with it. So, total up here at 1. I'm sorry, you guys, I got the total still wrong, right? 155. But you guys are probably, I don't know, maybe someone commented in the chat. I just was looking at the other game above it. Bad hosting. It's 155. Now that I get back to the right screen, I'm not going to start over. But the steam started to come rolling in early here a little bit on the under. I mean, it looks pretty solid for the most part, but this one was as high as 158.5 and is all the way down here to 155. And if it keeps going lower, I'm probably gonna go ahead and bite and come in on the over. If it keeps moving under, I'm probably gonna come in on the over here in this one. There's going to be, I think, a lot of people who are going to say that the total has been set possibly too high for this game, but uh, I thought the bookmakers knew what they were doing, and I don't know if I'm surprised that it's moved lower, but look, these teams are both 5-3 to the over so far this season, and that's not a huge uh, discrepancy anyway, but just seems the way these two teams could go. I mean, why wouldn't it get to be that much? Look, they've been steaming this one under, no doubt about it, and that's why it's gone down here. Do you guys have anything on Iowa versus Iowa State? Thank you, Chad. See you later. Doesn't seem like anybody wants it. We're ready to get into hockey, I guess. All right. Well, for me in this one, I'll go ahead and lay the points here with Iowa State tonight at -7. Give me the Cyclones here as the home team rolls again. Let's get into that hockey and start picking some winners. Jamal says he'll roll with this steam here for sure. It's definitely steamy in here on this game. And I think it's going to be ripe for some buyback if it gets much lower for a handicapper like me. Whether or not I can get it to a premium after last night, I'm not sure. Really frustrated. All right, we went. I think we ended up with a 4-4 record somehow on the premiums last night. No, okay, 3-5. Okay, we got to turn it around. Let's go. Let's go to hockey. Let's get all these games in quickly and get on with the week. There it is. All right, here we go. My Kings will be on the road to take on the Canadians tonight. And the Kings, of course, are going to be a big favorite here. But, man, I know the Kings are one of the best teams in the league. Everyone tells me so. And I'm into it. But these are my two favorite teams playing today. And well, for me, if this one is going to be at 6.5, man, that might get me on the under here. But man, the Kings probably going to score some goals, I would think, here in this one. Let's get to my stats and trends before you guys start commenting here as well. Just about set. All right, here we go. So for Montreal, they've been doing pretty well in this series, and the Kings are playing so well right now. They've won 5 straight meetings uh, against Montreal in pretty convincing fashion, actually. For last 5 games here in Montreal have gone under. Remember, that's a pretty big sample size. That's pretty much going to be about a 5-year sample size here in this one. The Canadians have gone under in uh, 12 of 22 games. I don't know if there's a lot to be said for the current trends on the over under here, but man, at six, and I sure wish there were sixes out there, right? This one opened at no, pretty much six and a half all over. I would think here, man, that total just seems still high, even at 6.5 under 20. Here is Kings. Oh no, Salty Sand going for that record, and Lucci say it's a big market factor. Is that what you're saying here? Yeah, maybe it is because uh, you know Uh, that's what LA is doing. But can they get this record win today? Number 11 certainly coming in. I mean, they're just playing so well right now. It's definitely hard to buck them in this spot the way they're going right now. Here's Rodney says, give me the Kings team total over. So, obviously, laying a little bit of a tax here. I'm probably going to take the Canadians on the puck line. Fernando says the Canadians. Is that a straight up? And the Kings have won all these road games. 10-0 right now on the road. Salty Fly Guy said it. And Montreal been a 500 proposition pretty much at home this season. I think they're 6-7. Fernando says he's going to go under in this one. So I'm going to try the Canadians on the puck line here at plus 1.5 at minus $1.40 or so. The widely reported steam did come in on Montreal. Sharps came in and took this one at plus $1.95 or so. So give me the Habs tonight on the puck line against the surging Kings. There's no doubt about it. The Kings are super hot.
Final.
All right. Here's the Sabres and the Bruins. And, well, in this one, you have the Bruins going to be a big favorite, of course, with the way they just dominate these guys right now. There's no doubt about it. This has been just an all-time dominance here of late between these two teams. Complete and utter domination here over the last let's see. Boston has won 3 in a row over the Sabres. They've also won 10 of the last 11, 20 of the last 22, I think it is now. Boston's just been dominating this series for close to a decade. Quite frankly, right now, it's the lopsided most lopsided series in the NHL. There's no doubt about that. For Boston, they have gone 10-1. I'm sorry. Boston has gone over in 5 of their last 6 games here in this series. For 5 of the last 6, struggling a little bit here, you guys. 5 of the last 6 have gone over in this series in this building. 4 out of the last 5 in the series overall have gone over. And for For me, I'm probably going to end up here on the over in this one at 6 over 20 right now. Yeah, it is 6 over 20. Mostly open at 6, but there was some 6.5 openers here. But I'm going to take this one, maybe to sneak over tonight with the Bruins and the Sabres. As far as the side's concerned, I don't know. I'm gonna have to lay a puck line here to get involved. Obviously, with Boston, they own this. Probably could try to find a way to still take Boston here. Whether or not it'll be, uh, Ron says, "How about Buffalo for me on the puck line?" And you're laying just $1.15, probably maybe $1.20 at some of the square books on that. Here's Fernando says, "Give me the Bruins on the puck line. I'll lay it." Sharks and Red Wings got a big favorite. Another big favorite here at $3, I would think at least. Oh, it's gone down. It's gone down. I think we could move it down a little bit. Maybe we'll just move it to about 280 ish, maybe 285 here. And the total has been sneaking up to 6.5 over, at least minus 115 here in the game between the Sharks and the Red Wings tonight. Sharks have been slowly getting it together a little bit. They've even scored some points in the win on the road finally. So good job by the Sharks. They've won 2 games on the road so far this season, a 2-11 record. Straight up on the road right now. Detroit, they've done a pretty good job actually against the puck line, 7-5 against the puck line at home. They haven't been favored in all of those, but many of them they were. So they've been able to get some puck lines here to a certain extent. For the uh, Red Wings in this one, they've covered puck lines in 8 of their last 9 games overall. They've also covered the puck line in 6 of their last 7 games against San Jose, favored in those most of those games as well. San Jose, though, talk about how I don't know how else to put it. They've been playing a little better. They've covered 6 of their last 7 puck lines, believe it or not. So they've, kind of gotten it a little bit together. They are 10-16 on the puck line right now, just 2-8. So remember, they at home they seem to get the puck line. The road is where they really, really struggled on some of these lopsided games. Red Wings puck line and over. Here's Jamal on the Red Wings. And Salty says, look, last 3 games have been, just high scoring games here on this road trip. 9 goals against in the New Jersey game, and 11 goals in the Rangers game, and 9 goals in the Islanders game. And Lucci says it's a coin flip. And I think he means probably means on the puck line, I would guess, because no one thinks this game is a coin flip. That's for sure. If it was, we'd be all over the Sharks in this one. So, all right. Well, I guess I'm going to have to decide what I'm going to do in this one here. And well, man, that 6.5 over, that's too high, I would think, in this one. Sharks with their road off, they don't really get it together too much. I know what you're saying, Lucci, on that, but probably just going to end up on the under here with the Sharks and the Red Wings tonight. Give me the under. And next up is the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Ottawa Senators in our high-scoring game of the day. We're already seeing some 7s out there in this one with Toronto, a road favorite here at Ottawa. Minus $1.25, minus $1.30, and showing some 6.5 over 35s to a certain. Could this one actually be moving lower? It doesn't necessarily seem like it should be. Now, I don't think these teams produce a massive amount of overs, but I just think the matchup itself kind of lends. I think that's what the odds makers and maybe even the experts see in this one. Because Ottawa at home, we know they definitely have some higher scoring games. They're 8-4-1 to the over at home so far, but Toronto is an under team when it comes to on the road, 2-6 to the under for the Leafs so far this season. Toronto, the total's gone under in 10 of their last 13 games on the road, dating back to last season. Toronto's won 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams, and Ottawa uh, usually can get the puck line here against these guys. They're 8-1 on the puck line in their last 9 games. This is, I think, as closely rated as maybe as the series has been a little bit. So like I said, Ottawa usually is able to hang in there and cover. I think they, had been favored in some home games anyway. All right. For me in this one, I'm not going to be laying any, taking any puck lines here with Ottawa. I mean, the price is, gosh, got to be at least $2, right? I would think $2.25. So yeah, we're not doing that. But Maple Leafs pretty bad on the puck line. 3-14 as a puck line favorite. Ottawa 5-3 as a puck line dog. Now that might equate to being a, 225 would probably a pretty fair price, probably a pretty good price actually, considering some of those numbers. But for me, I'm going to go under. I'm setting it at 6.5 under 30. That's got to be the cheapest price out there right now. And I know that I said, this looks like to me a high scoring game given the matchups here. But I'm going to respect the action right now of the Sharps. Like I said, they're not, you know, Toronto is not producing overs on the road. So maybe I'm banking on that just a little bit. This has been a high scoring series of late, the last 2 games anyway. But this season they did meet once. 1 month ago was 6-3. Ottawa won in Toronto. Ottawa's won the last 3 meetings between the two teams. I will take the under in this one. And Fernando's on the Leafs. Ron says, "Give me that Ottawa puck line minus the 225 and put it in a parlay, maybe." And we have the Blue Jacket. Oh, where is it? Did I? All right, let me fix it up here. Thinks I missed one. Oh, that doesn't happen. Usually, at least I might have the wrong order. I might. Okay, Blue Jackets on the road. Spencer Martin here, right? Is it right, Spencer Martin? At the Islanders. Man, I remember I'm having deja vu because I'm typing this in again. Maybe it just didn't save. 190 in the total, 6.5 here for the Islanders at home against the Jackets. There we go. Let's back up and take a look at this one between Columbus and the Islanders here. You have Columbus, very good puck line team. They're not great, but they do play competitive and hang in there, and they get some puck lines. And here you might actually get a decent price with them at minus $1.50 or so. Here, just Columbus has been pretty terrific. They've covered 7 of their last 9 puck lines on the road. Which is 9-3 overall so far this season. The Islanders are just 2-10 and at home on the puck line. I don't know if I have to go any further than that, and I'm going to end up on the Blue Jackets here on the puck line. Now, Islanders have dominated this series, no doubt about it. They've won 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams, and 7 of the last 8 meetings the Islanders have won right here at home. So I don't know if they could get the empty netter or whatever, but the stats would kind of say you're just going to expect a 1-goal victory here. It feels like for the Islanders. So pretty tough to just call it like that. But I don't know. Hey, exact scoreline 4-3. That's going to start being a new saying of mine here. Anytime I like a game that's over, and that's what it feels like to me. 4-3 here. Columbus Islanders. Yep, I'm going to do it. Give me the. I'll go ahead and take the Jackets here in this one on the puck line, and I don't know if I can not go over in this one. It might be three to. They're 190 favorites, so all right. Anything from you guys? Columbus is live, and the Isles can't hold a lead. Thank you to Salty. I'm glad you've joined Team Steam for your great comments. Thank you. Now I've got the Stars and the Capitals here in this one. Good matchup, right? I mean, I feel like I'm the only one still here thinking the Capitals are, playing decent. So, there's certainly going to be talk that maybe the play here. Yeah, I think they'll be talking about under necessarily. In fact, I might want to even move this one lower here if I'm going to be picking the under in this one because feels like it's going to be one of those Stars games. It's going to end up being a low scoring game, and I'm going to want to take the under. Can I do it as a? I don't know if I can do it as a premium. I might have to do it on the show because I'm not sure about the side actually, and I do want to give a play out, and so this might be freemium is what I'm feeling in this one with Dallas and Washington tonight. The total's gone under 5 straight in the series when these two have played. Washington's gone under in 9 of 12 home games this season. And tell you what, Dallas, they do pretty well in this series coming in here to Washington. Now, these two, they've only come in here once a year, does Dallas, but they've won 10 of the last 11 times they've come in here to Washington. That goes back a decade. So make sure you know that. But like I said, sometimes there's just little idiosyncrasies about the travel of a team, if you will, that they've felt good in this situation. And of course, not to mention Dallas is a pretty good team, but Washington has been, obviously, uh, you know, somewhat profitable here this season. So, all right, I'll just take the under. I feel like it's a what do I have on the screen though? I might have to actually put it down to a 5.5. No, I think there's mostly sixes across the board. Man, this is a. I wish I had a pick on the side. Maybe I should have gone with the Stars and that advantage, but it doesn't feel like a great price today on the road at $1.35. We'll see if it moves. Okay, Jamal, did he go under in this one? I'm going under, especially at 6. Give me the under for sure. I got it as a freemium. Freemium. Stars money line here for Fernando. Okay, Fernando's on it. Maybe I'll just go premium with the side. Hey, the Lightning are going to take on the Predators in this one with my man Jonas Johansson on the road here against Swiss Soros. And Predators, are they still a favorite? Oh man, it was moving right as I came on the air. Let me see. Oh no, they're a bigger favorite. It was moving to the Predators. Okay, I just didn't see it correctly. They're up to at least $1.30. It looks like right now for the Preds at home against the Lightning. The total 6.5 under 20 or so. Seems like it's even moving lower as we speak, even maybe to 6.5 under 25. Could it get to 6 as the general line here in this one? With Nashville at home, man, this price does kind of look attractive. Tampa Bay has controlled this series, no doubt about it. They've won 5 straight meetings. They've won 6 of the last 7 games here in Nashville. But uh, Nashville, they've been playing, I'd say, pretty well. It feels like they've been playing pretty well of late. And Lucci's got a hot angle there. Teasing Lucci. No, I agree with you, actually. But that the road teams are offered some pretty good value sometimes because just what we see with some of these dominant home teams, right? Don't want to lay how many times these guys are not covering buck lines, and it's worth trying some of these road teams. Anyways, Nashville, they've been hot of late, having won 8 of their last 10 here. Tampa Bay just 4-7 straight up on the road. I'm probably going to have to take a long look here at Nashville in this one. I just feel like they can win this game against the Lightning, even though Jamal and I are going to be opposite here. All right, Nashville has gone 7-3 to the over in their last 10 games, but they are 5-9 to the under at home. So I'm going to end up here with the Predators. And just to be clear, I do like the under in this one. No doubt about it. Just see some real interesting steam coming in here on the line service on those Columbus Blue Jackets today. I'm glad I'm on them. I'm glad we're on them. Okay. Here we go. Predator. Hey, what do you call it? Hey, Fernando, what are you calling me? He'll take the Preds tonight. All right. Ducks and the Blackhawks. Well, hey, maybe the Blackhawks have found somebody they can beat here in this one. The Ducks are kind of coming back to uh, earth a little bit here, and Chicago's got a little bit of positive momentum of late. So much so the Ducks are probably down to $1.15 or so in this one. The money was coming in on Anaheim early, and it's kind of switched to Chicago. That's probably the way I would look at it in this one. I'm probably going to want to be on Chicago here, despite some pretty bad indicators here to a certain extent, considering they've lost 7 of their last 10 games. But like I said, just playing just a little bit. Not they played well against Nashville in that game. Before that, they lost to Minnesota, lost to Winnipeg, lost to Detroit, but they did beat the Kraken. Remember at home, so I think they can beat the Ducks here at home. I do. I think they can win this one. Total here for me at 6.5 probably is too high, and maybe it could stay under. But I think because you look at the two teams that these are two teams that have produced some unders of late. Chicago's gone under in 7 of their last 10, and they're also 10-14 as an underdog to the under. We'll see how this goes. I don't know. The Blackhawks are already seeming to take action. Anaheim's been going over of late, over in 7 of their last 12 games. But Chicago, they haven't always, a lot of times they've been favored at home against Anaheim and covered puck lines. They've covered 7 of the last 8 times these two teams have played here in Chicago, and the Blackhawks have won 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. The Blackhawks have plenty of issues, and the Ducks have overachieved, but I'm going to take Chicago tonight. I think one of the factors, for me in there is that, look, Anaheim has been, decent on the road, no doubt about it. They're up almost 3 units on the road this season. In Chicago, at home, they're still just 3-6-1. I got to respect this sharp action here tonight. Let's see. Ray says the Hawks. I think Fernando's on the under. Jamal is on the under. And doubles has a prop in there as well. And I'll take the Blackhawks. All right, we're almost through it, and thank you for joining. We still go 2 hours. I mean, come on. I can't help myself. Jets and the Avalanche. Hey, how about the Avalanche here as a favorite against Winnipeg? Wow. I think there's a lot of talk that can be made. I think there'll be sharps on Winnipeg here in this one. I might be one of them. I mean, you got to think that, look, maybe Winnipeg, maybe they're due for a letdown here to a certain extent, right? Considering their two game, the win over Carolina, the win against Chicago, those aren't great teams, and they lost to Edmonton before that. But I don't know. I kind of want to play Winnipeg here. They still got a good record. Look, Avalanche is good. It's not just hey, it's not just a hot cryptocurrency. If you know what I'm talking. If anybody buying that Avalanche, boy, that was hot yesterday. Maybe I should start, handicapping cryptocurrencies the way they've been going. That Avalanche is hot. Oh, and this Avalanche isn't too bad either. They've won. They've lost just 2 out of their last 10 in regulation. They've also gone 9-2 so far at home. But hey, Winnipeg's got some good things going for them too. They are 6-3 on the road so far this season and playing pretty darn good. They have gone under in 5 straight, which they hadn't been necessarily an under. They'd been kind of trending over, but now they've gone under in 5 straight. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two in Colorado have gone over. Colorado has won 5 straight at home, of course. Last one they beat Anaheim just 3-2 the other night. Remember, they didn't get the money. Before that, they beat Tampa Bay at home 4-1. Colorado has won 9 of the last 11 meetings here. I'm not quite getting the price that I was looking for. I think the Sharps are pretty much onto this one. It's down to as low as $1.30 at some spots. I've got to at least change it to a minimum $1.40 here, and Winnipeg is taking action from Sharps. That just looks like there's all, uh, you know. Oh, doubles. Okay, great. We will see you then. Oh, you're off for the holidays? Like you're off from Team Steam? You're gonna take, or you mean you're off from your job? You'll be around. I need you. All right, give me the Jets tonight. Not getting enough. The steam came in on the Jets. The Sharps are on the Jets. I pretend to be a Sharp, so I'm taking the Jets, and not getting enough to take him to put him in as a premium. I might have if they were plus $1. If they were plus $1.40 premium, and they might have actually. They were $1.40 here down the street as an opener, and the action's all on Winnipeg so far. So interesting. I'm maybe Colorado is actually a contrarian favorite here. Could that be the case? Maybe the value's on them. I'll take Winnipeg tonight. Flyers and Coyotes in this one. You've got Connor Hart, it looks like, going up with Ingram here. Now, Arizona, they've just loved this home advantage. They've won 5 straight at home. Philly's doing a nice job on the road. They've covered 5 straight puck lines on the road, but you're going to be laying a massive price here on this puck line. And look, Flyers have been hot and playing well, no doubt, and I think they could attract some attention here today at this cheap price. But I just feel like this Arizona home ice. I've been one that's been on Arizona, and to me, I want to play them again here. I think. kind of want to play him as a premium. So maybe I'll just pivot here and look to the total at 6 under 15. I'm going to go over that. Yeah, it's 6 under 15. I see. Oh, now I'm seeing some 6 over 15. So yeah, maybe there's a little bit of movement. I don't think it's square here. I probably would end up on the over here in this one. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll take over at 6 over 15. Arizona's 14-10 to the over so far this season. And Flyers have been a massive under of late, no doubt about it. I'm sure that's why the total even is set at 6. They've gone under, let's see here, under in 9 of their last 10. They're also 4-8 to the under on the road. I think it's going over to not. Oh, I really have the diamond. That's how these guys kept me up a little bit. You know what? I had a nice time last night with talking with some friends. I'm tired. I knew it was a light card, so I stayed up a little later. Almost past 11. And so the Coyotes here, thank you. Did you guys say anything about that in the chat? Diamondback Doubles is ready to. Hi, Perky. Good morning to you. Fernando takes the Coyotes, and he also takes the under in this one. So yeah, it looks like Fernando and I are against each other. Let's just call it right there. I'll take the over here with these two. And we got just a few more to go here today. Thank you for joining me. And here's the Hurricanes and the Flames with Antti Ranta and Vladar in the net. Carolina coming in with that 14-10-1 record. Calgary 10-12-1. They've certainly turned it around here a little bit, playing a little bit better, but Calgary's lost 2 straight now here at home. They lost to Vancouver. They lost to Minnesota. Hurricanes played last night, of course, and got beat by Edmonton. I remember I tried to go with Vancouver here on the show. Now they have just 2 goals in their last 2 games here on the road, not looking too good. Now they're on a back-to-back. Now, Carolina usually can get the puck line here in this one. Are they really favored in this one on the road? Well, to me, that feels like an indicator. That feels like an indicator that maybe Carolina, despite being on a back-to-back, can maybe get this game, actually. This series has gone under in 5 straight in Calgary. This, of course, is a series where they play each other just once a year at each site. So that's over the last 5 years. And 5 of the last 6 meetings have gone under. Now, that would be over the last 3 years, but 5 of the last 6 meetings under with these 2 teams. All right. So I'm going to trust the market makers here, and I think Carolina might be favored for a reason in this one. And even though I was wrong last night, I'm going to come right back to the well with Carolina tonight. I think it's trying to Carolina is perceived to be the better team. They have a better record. They are favored. I rate them higher in my rankings. Yeah, am I concerned about the back-to-back? Of course. But I think if there was concern from odds makers and sharps, I would think we would see the Calgary, favored or a slight favorite in this game. So I'm going to take Carolina again, try to get my money back from last night. And they got crushed. What can I say, right? I'm pretty sure I had the loser in that one. Get right here on the show. Gave out Carolina and the Edmonton Oilers. They scored what? 17 seconds into the game last night, it seemed like. I don't know. Maybe it was 37 seconds. I don't know. But nonetheless, they were down early. I'll take them tonight. I'll take Carolina. And, I'm not going to comment on the total. I think I got a premium here. All right. Minnesota and Vank tonight. Bank is favored $1.30, 6.5. here in this one with Gustafsson and Thatcher Demko in the net. You have Minnesota. They've won 5 straight games over Vancouver in this series, and Minnesota's also won 6 of the last 7 meetings here in Vancouver. So it's been a good trip overall for Minnesota in the past. Total's gone under in 4 of the last 5 meetings here. I would think this one, if it's 6.5, that's probably going to be too high in my book. And it's also sneaking to the over at Bovada, 6/12. It is 6.5 under 12 at DraftKings, but man, I would think that hook is what's going to. And again, maybe the totals are coin flippy in the NHL. It seems to be what I excel on on this show, in the premiums, are the totals, and maybe I would lean to the under here, but I'm going to take Minnesota to win this game on the road. I think they can stay hot here, even against Vancouver. That's done. Hey, Vancouver's been just fine here this season. Pretty impressed with the way they've played all season long. They're still 16-9. Minnesota's got a lot of repairs to do right now with that record currently at 9-10, but I'm going to end up on the Wild here on the road. In this one tonight. All right, anything from you guys? Fernando says, I'll take the Canucks in this one. All right, I'm on Minnesota. I'm on Minnesota. One last game here, then I'll let you go, Devils and the Kraken. And the Devils are favored on the road, $1.50 here. Okay. Total. Let me look at this total here. Is it 6 over? No, it's 6.5. It's 6.5 over. Yeah, that's just wrong. I don't think it opened. Yeah, there was no 6 openers, you guys. That was just a typo or whatever my problem was this morning. 6.5 over 25. It's expected to be a high scoring, and why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be, right? Kind of like that. I don't know if it's kind of like that game the other night where I got all excited and what game was it? 2 nights ago, and I was like, man, this is going to be my premium play. I'm taking the over in this game. I know there's going to be 8 or 9 goals. We talked about it in the chat, and I wrote it down. It's going to be my premium play. Pick the side on the, I had a side. I don't remember what it was. And we got to the show. We were talking about and I said my pick was the over. And it's going to be 8 or 9 goals. Everybody knows. And you guys in the chat were like, yeah, this is going to be a ridiculous high-scoring game. And what were there? 11 goals in the game. And I didn't have it as my premium. This one should be a high-scoring game, it feels like. With Kraken and Seattle. New Jersey's gone over in 5 straight. They've also gone over in 5 of their last 6 on the road. Seattle has gone over in 12 of their last 17 games. Seattle struggling at home right now, winning just 2 of their last 7 games. They're also 5-11 so far this season, straight up as an underdog. While New Jersey 7-4 on the road, 11-9 as a favorite. Obviously, New Jersey, pretty good offense, right? Certainly, they, I think, top 5 in goals, right, for New Jersey right now. A long ways away from the triangle defense, I guess. And when you're going up against a Seattle team that, they're not middle of the pack, they're definitely giving up some goals this season. And, they certainly get outshot. I think I don't have this. It would take too long. I don't come prepared necessarily with those stats. I'm kind of going off my perception of the situation and telling you about my fondness, I think, here of the over, of the under. Of the under, my fondness of the under in this game, even though I do think there will be goals scored. the total's too high for me probably to recommend. That's what I'm getting at. Boy, I'm glad this show's over today. I haven't been my best. I shouldn't have stayed up and partied all night. A party for me is like pizza at 10 at night with some soda pop, but nonetheless, uh, we'll just leave it at taking Seattle in this one. I'm going to take Seattle at home. Give me a little plus money here with the Kraken tonight. Let me see. I just want to clarify something on that total. I felt like I was a little bit lost there. So, okay, I'm gonna reserve my comments. I think for the total, and I don't think it's gonna be a premium. Like I said, New Jersey's been just a massive over for sure. They're 15-5 to the over as a favorite this season. Um, you know, uh, 8-3 to the over on the road. Seattle, who they've been going under of late, but they are 6-5 to the over at home. And obviously, I mean, some concern Joey Decord in goal for the Kraken. Nobody likes Grubauer, anyways, apparently, except maybe I think he's okay. So Rays on the Devils. Thanks, Thomas. We're gonna get out of here. Appreciate you as always. Hey, head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages today. Pick up the premium picks. You can click on the All Cappers tab. That's how you'll find me. And scroll down to my profile or whichever handicap you're interested in. And there you'll see the premium picks pass. I'll tell you what, if you subscribe to this pass right here, the 3-day all sports pass for just $99, save 20% when you use the promo code TonyT at checkout. That will take it down to $79. What are you going to get with the 3-day all sports pass? You're going to get my picks on Thursday. You're going to get my picks on Friday. You're going to get my picks on Saturday. And you're going to get my picks on Sunday as well. You're going to get 4 days for the price of 3 if you purchase after noon Pacific, after 3 p.m. Eastern, because my plays will be in the system. You'll get today's plays, and you'll get 72 hours worth of coverage. And when we get to Sunday, my NFL is up well before noon. Eastern time because of the NFL early starts. So, subscribe to this 3-day pass. You'll be supporting me, and you'll get 4 days of picks from me here. And I would imagine, even though today's schedule will be light, I'm sure we'll just have probably maybe 5 premiums, it feels like, with that NHL and the other games. Hey, maybe 7. Maybe 7. And then, of course, Friday, Saturday, of all the championship. I mean, all the action in college basketball on Saturday and Army Navy and all that, and also though into Sunday's action. So appreciate it, everybody. I gotta go. Thank you so much for watching here today, the morning steam. I also want to say shout out and thank you to all those that watch on the recorded version, on the tape delay, if you will. Perky, thanks at least for coming by. Thomas, thank you. Ray, oh, you guys are just great. And we're part of Team Steam. I'm going to type this in. If ever you see this isn't Tony. This is me just typing in here. But Team Steam, that's us. So represent. Hey, you see us out there? If we're in the chat rooms or whatever, let's stick together. No one else is Team Steam, right? That's us. You guys and gals in the chat and me, Team Steam, here on the Morning Steam. All right. Appreciate it very much. Thanks for joining me here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Make sure you catch our programming here later today as well with Mindy and Tiffany at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific with Midday Plays, followed by Tony T and his predictive modeling show at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm sorry, at 5 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific. And of course, it's Tony T and the Pick Dogs crew with the drive through 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. And they get you out of there before the top of the hour and get you those picks for the primetime games. Because that's what we do here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, is bring you live free sports picks every day here on the network. For Tony'sPicks.com, I'm Ramon Scott.